John Belvedere is the mayor of Pointe-Claire, and he is dealing with a situation which should be good news for everybody living out there who would like to get into the city, and that's the fact that the REM has now given us an exact date officially of when it will move on to the West Island, adding 4 new stops, and that's May 18th. The problem, I guess, is, and the question is, how exactly is this going to work if you have no way to get to the REM, in one particular location anyway? Mayor Belvedere, thank you for your time this afternoon. Look, this is not a news story. The news part of this is, I guess, that we now have an official date. Parking has always been one of the questions being asked here. Where are we on this?
Oh, exactly. So when the REM was announced, we were supposed to have 2,500 spots at the Fairview station and 500 spots at the Sources station. And the ones at Fairview got eliminated during construction for whatever reason, budgetary reasons or whatever. But yes, now we have May 18th date to start, and right now there's 0 parking at the Fairview station. But I do believe they are working with Cadillac Fairview to come up with a temporary solution. It has not been confirmed yet, but there's some negotiations going on there. In the meantime, what they have done is they've changed all the bus routes on the West Island to try to get people to take public transit to get to the REM. There is a kiss and ride, if you want to call it that, at the Fairview station, I think for 18 cars. But there is a big parking problem. Absolutely. Yeah,
well, 18 instead of 2,500 seems rather significant, right, in terms of parking. You mentioned discussions with Cadillac Fairview, so these are, the owners. How was this in the original discussion there and then vanished after, we finally found out that the REM would be there? Who sort of pulled the plug on this?
I would think it has to be the CDPQ. They were over budget, and there must have been a big cost to it, so they've eliminated what they could. They feel they can put the pressure on the municipalities and the commercial place like Cadillac Fairview, put the pressure on them to accommodate. As far as the city goes, what we've done is we've put no parking, but only permits on all the residential streets in the back of Fairview in order to protect the quality of life of the people back there. Because when people come to the REM station at Fairview and they turn on Fairview Avenue, they're going to be looking for a place to go, and there's no parking. So they're going to be driving all around looking for spaces everywhere.
Right.
So it's going to be a problem. We're going to have to find a solution.
So I'm looking at the breakdown here. So for Kirkland, right, they have mandated Broccolini, that construction group, to build 200 parking spots near the station. You're still in negotiations to get anything done here. Do you have an indication that this is going to happen in time for May 18th, or is that just, absolutely not going to happen?
No, there's a good chance it will happen. We're not part of that negotiations with Cadillac Fairview and the REM. But I hear that what I'm hearing has been positive, and they're hoping to come to a deal shortly.
So let me kind of paint the picture here. If you're in Fairview, right, and you're going to be taking this REM stop, or this, to get into wherever, downtown or even further out into the West Island, where are you supposed to park a car? Can you park it at Fairview itself and hope you don't get a ticket? How's that going to work?
Well, exactly. So what measures Fairview is going to take, I can't tell you. They're concerned. Obviously, they have a responsibility to their tenants to maintain a certain amount of parking per store or whatever. So it is a concern for them. They don't want to have to police. It's going to be very hard to police. The solution is to find an area, find a designated area, and somehow come up with some type of permit process or whatever. But again, it's a problem that's being put on, commercial identity and on the municipality to manage, where it shouldn't be us. There were supposed to be 2,500 spots there. There should be at least something there, and there's just 0. So it is a big concern for us and for them how we're going to manage all this.
How is it that you're not involved in the discussions as the city, and it's just the developer and the REM, when obviously this is going to affect people who live out in that area?
Good question. I can't get into the details, but this is how the whole process has been working since day one. And we've had many meetings. We've brought up our concerns, but we're never part of the conversation or the solutions at the end of the day.
A bit of a head scratcher there as to why you wouldn't be. Is there a possibility? I mean, if this doesn't get worked out in time for May 18th, what about building sort of, on a side piece of land, like a garage directly, that people could use just to access the REM? Is that off the board?
It's not off the board, but there's nothing in the area. The biggest problem is there's nothing in the area. There's nothing there. So it's not that nobody wants to do something. We're very restricted to where they could do that. And right now, the best solution would be Cadillac Fairview, unfortunately. But I feel for them because it should not be their problem. But it sounds like they want to help the situation, be good corporate citizens, and help make this project work. We all want the REM to work. We're all excited. We've been waiting for it, so we have to try to find a solution.
By the way, I don't want to sort of, again, be a spoil sport here, but it would seem to me beyond Fairview, you have another shopping center across the street, right, off St. John's. And I know it's obviously not the same developer, I guess. Is there a possibility that could be used?
Possibly. Never even thought of it.
Oh.
It's not within walking distance. It's a bit far. You might have to do a shuttle service, but possibly. But I mean, again, these are situations that the REM should be considering.
Yeah.
They need to get the riders to their service. It's not part of our mandate. They changed the game plan when they canceled 2,500 spots. You would think they'd be able to come up with another solution.
Is there a concern that if this parking thing doesn't get arranged, or done in kind of, a reasonable amount of time, you only have like 3 weeks roughly or 4 weeks before the REM begins operations, this ends up being a bit of a boondoggle here?
Look, is my biggest concern. What's going to happen if there's no parking? Even if there is parking and there's a limited number of spots, what's going to happen to those people when they turn on the Fairview Avenue and they're looking for somewhere to go and they don't know where to go because there's no really identified parking lot, right? Yeah. And it's going to fill up. So where's all these people going to go? There's going to be 1,000 buses on that street each day. There's a bus terminal being moved over there. There's a kiss and ride. The amount of congestion in that area without any direct place where to go directly, people are going to be looking for somewhere to stop or whatever it is. It's a really, really big concern of ours, of the public security, of the police. We're all concerned. We're all trying to find solutions and make it as smooth as possible.
As you describe this, Mayor, I think to myself, I'm going to ask the question again. You seem to be aware of the problems here, the difficulties involved, yet for whatever reason, both Cadillac Fairview and the REM operators have decided not to include you or involve you in the conversation, which seems to make absolutely no sense at all. Did they give you a reason why?
No, they don't, and that's look. It's I don't want to get into those details. We're all excited to get the REM running. For whatever reason, this is how they do their business. Is it right or wrong? That's to be determined. But we've been part of some of the conversation, but we have not been part of the solution. So, and we don't know. We were told yesterday the REM is coming May 18th. That's what we were told yesterday, 30 days before. Now we knew that he'd give us only 30 days, but it's always been like that. That is, we find things out at the last minute, and they're doing what they want to do.
Is this about money, do you think, and just money?
Well, I would think part of it is money. They're definitely over budget. COVID really, really hurt the project. Supply chains, everything got more expensive. So, it has to do with something to do with money. Okay. And,
No, I mean now, do they want Cadillac Fairview, or does Cadillac Fairview want to be paid and said, we'll give you the spots, but you're going to have to pay for them? And the REM's like, well, we don't have any money? I
don't have those details. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I would have to assume they would want to be paid. But, it would be only fair to compensate them for sure.
Well, they were prepared to pay at the beginning. I don't understand why the REM even now would say, you know what, we'll wait and see. I hope it works out. To your point, it's going to be a nightmare trying to access this station if there is no parking. So, I feel for you. And again, I'm kind of surprised that as the mayor, you're the one responsible for what it's going to be there. The calls will come to the city when it turns out to be a mess, yet they choose not to involve you. So I don't fully understand that. Then again, maybe you don't either, right? Yeah.
We don't understand it, but we're doing what we can to protect our neighborhoods in the area to maintain the quality of life. And don't forget, we're talking about cars. We have no protective access to the REM by bike or by walking, because there's no secure overpasses to get to the REM either, from the south side to the north side. So that's something else we have to look at. If the REM is going to work, we have to make it accessible the best we can and the safest we can. So I'm just hoping that in the future, when these problems arise and we see the difficulty people are having getting to it, that we'll be able to come to solutions sooner than later.
I wish you luck, Mayor. I thank you for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take good care.
The newest tracks. Let's go. New music. And the next big thing.
Always on the new music first.
Your first place to hear it all.
'Cause you gon' like it, love it, wanna play it twice. Playing now.
iHeart New Music. Your digital station for brand new drops, fresh finds, and tomorrow's bangers.
I think we need something new.
Discover iHeart New Music. Always fresh, always first. Stream now on the free iHeartRadio app.